Hey guys, Mike here from MikeAndBobFilms. Finally, bringing you the second installment of Guide to Round 10 on each Nazi zombie map. Today we're doing, of course, Call of the Dead, if you can't tell by the lighthouse and the George sequence. So hopefully this one's going to be a little more informative. Again, Bob is not here, he's gone at school, so I'll be doing this solo. Anyways, I'll hopefully be more informative this time. I actually have some numbers and some two different ways to do this. There's the MP40 way, and then there is the Bowie knife, or sickle way. Oh, first off, make sure you either knife or throw a grenade at George to get him to yell, otherwise it could take a while for the zombies to spawn in. The MP40 way is probably the fastest way to do it, but the least efficient. Now, for this one, you want to make sure this is going to be the same way. The first two rounds are going to be the same for either way, either method. Now, right now, you want to make sure you knife each zombie one time. That nuke didn't matter. I actually got more points for that nuke than I would have for knifing the zombies. You want to knife through the first round completely, and then on each zombie on round 2, unload either 6 to 8 bullets on each of them. Now, sometimes if you can get away with it, you can knife your way through both of them like I did there. I'm just gonna knife this guy here. Now, you want to be through as many of your bullets as possible. Hopefully I got scared there for a second. Hopefully you're through all of your bullets by the end of this particular round, because you want to move out by round 3 if you're doing MP40 route. You want to have 2,750 points before you head out for the MP40, so you have enough to get through to the MP40 and then come back around to the spawn area. Now, hopefully you can get that by the beginning of round 3, like I do here. Sometimes you're going to have to wait a little bit, but that's when you would just camp by the boat, and as soon as you get overwhelmed or as soon as you get enough points, you can go ahead and make your route. Now, right there, you could either go left or right. If you go left, it's shorter, but a little more dangerous if it's like mid-round. So I went there because the round just started. It's faster to go to the left. Now, here we go. Here's MP40, and then, see right there. Alright, and then we're cutting to here. Alright, now, usually I will hang out in the spawn area until the end of the round. It just seems to work out a little better because you want to have 1,250 points to open that door. Sometimes you won't have it by the time you get there. So, usually if you run to the spawn area, now these are the 3 windows before we go any further. These are the 3 windows you want to watch. You can actually camp up here until you have enough points to move on. You're going to want 4,250 points before you move on to try to get Juggernaut. So you should be okay here if you need to. If in an emergency, you can take the zipline and jump on down. So now earlier, once you get the MP40 and you're back in the spawn area, if you run to the spawn, they'll despawn where they are and show up where you are. So if you run quickly after you get the MP40, it should be okay, and they won't be sneaking up behind you at all. So here we go. Now once you have 4,250 points, hit the power, don't get downed. Now you can go right away, or you can try to wait and see if you can get 1 zombie left. Now I had George coming up pretty quickly, so I had to leave right then, and I have enough points for it. So I'm just showing you the route here on how to get to Juggernaut. As a rule of thumb, try to only buy 1 gun on your way there, on your way to this part, and use your pistol, the M1911, as much as possible. Try to have no ammo in that as much as you can. Now, if you're going to get overrun, go ahead and switch to MP40 and try to get some points back. Now, for round 3 and round 4 with the MP40, you want to 2 shots. See, now we moved on to the next section. Now, you want to be 2 shots, just like M14. 2 shots and knife, and then on round 4, it's 3 shots and knife. That's the maximum, like the minimum number of shots you can get to be able to knife him and kill him. I didn't like that zombie. He had caused trouble for me earlier trying to get here. So now, you can camp in this area until you have enough points. You need 750 to open that boat area, open the debris. So once you get to this area and you have Juggernaut, the AK-74U is there for 1,200 when you run out of ammo. You should still be good on ammo with max ammos and double points and that kind of stuff. So hang out here, and that's pretty much it for this particular method. You can camp out here until round 10, or you can try to go for the sickle, either way you want. The points on either of these methods, by the time you hit round 10, is about the same. You'll have around 12,000 points from this. This is a little easier. Now, moving on to the knifing method. Now, here, there's two ways you can do it if you want to go the knifing method. Now, this is a lot more risky, but you're going to be set up in the long run for more points. Now, what I do is I take the M14. You can open the boat on my left here and get the MP5K. Now, that's a little bit more expensive, but it has more bullets per clip, so you don't have to reload as often. That's why I like the MP40. Sometimes I do this with the MP40 as well. It just takes a lot longer. Anyway, so the same thing here. Round 3, 2 shots in knife, and then round 4, 3 shots in knife. Now, it's okay. Round 3 is pretty easy because you have 8 clips and it's an even number, so you can get through 2 shots knife without having to reload on all that much. But next round, you're going to have to reload every 2 zombies. Now, I just kind of ran around here for a while, and you can camp near the boat again when you're getting close to having enough points to move on. You're going to need 5,750 points before you move on to the next area, or before you want to make it, because you want to try to stay in the spawn. I hate the ceiling zombies, by the way. You want to try to stay in the spawn as long as possible until you get enough points. Now, if you have to, you can run and kind of slowly wait. What you'll do is you'll camp out at each door that you need to open until the zombies overwhelm you. Then you'll move on to the next door. That way you can continuously move back. Now I'm just showing you the route here on how to get to the sickle. I keep calling it the Bowie knife. I think the Bowie knife is a better weapon. They're identical, but Bowie knife is just cooler. A giant blade versus this weird round thing. Okay, so now once you're back here in the spawn this area, ta-da. Okay, now once you're here, the goal with the sickle is to stay moving. You have to stay moving, because if you get trapped at all, there's no spraying your way out of it. Like, you're gonna have to strategically hit each zombie as you can. Now, you're gonna need, let's see, 7,000 points from here, this point, into the power room, and then all the way to Juggernaut. Now, if you want, you can run, which is what I think I'm doing here. Run with 2,750 points. I'm going to put annotations on the screen, by the way, when I'm talking about these. 2,750 points to get to the power room and camp there, kind of like what you did with the MP40 plan, but, with the Bowie knife. Again, what I recommend doing here instead is to move to each door or each boat, the area that you have to move on from, that you have to pay for, and camp there as long as possible until you're overwhelmed, and then back up. That way, they all spawn in front of you the way you're facing, and then you can back up, which is rare to be able to do in zombies, but back up away from the zombies and hit them as they come at you, so they'll line up nicely. You'll see what I mean here in a second when I open the next area. They'll all line up really nicely. When you're using the sickle, for some reason, when you go for a knife lunge, they hit you rarely or less, not as often as when you have a regular knife. I don't know if it's the reach of the knife or what, but they don't hit you nearly as often. So you can clear out a lot more zombies and be a little more aggressive with a sickle than you can a regular knife. So see how nicely they all lined up here? And that was just because I waited for them to all show up and I backed up into that area. Now I should have enough points here to move on. Now you can camp here, or you can move on. If you don't have points, you can camp up there like you did before. I just move on and move as quickly as I can to Juggernaut. Using the sickle, I feel very not safe. Also, when you drop down, it does deal you damage, so be careful if you don't have Juggernaut. So now, I didn't show getting to Jug because you saw that earlier in the video. Now, I go ahead and pick up the AK-74U. Now, you don't have to, but now that you have the sickle, you want to try to maximize points. And this strategy that I'm doing here, what you'll see is, I'll fire a couple bullets at the 74U and the knife. You can knife all the way until round 10, but if you do this, you'll get more points per zombie, and then you can continue this strategy, just adding more and more AK-74U bullets and then knife until like round 16 or 17. I mean, you can get a ton of points that way if you don't want to go by perks. Using this method with the 74 and knifing, or just knifing, either way, it's because you pay points for getting ammo back. It's not all that much better. It's basically like using up all your pistol ammo. It's not great, but it's enough to make a difference in the early rounds. Again, you should have about 12,000 points by round 10. If you stay here, which is what I did in this particular playthrough, it just seemed like the right thing to do. If you stay here, here we go. I jumped to round 9. Now see how you have about 12,000 points. This is about normal for this particular round. I camp out here for a whole nother round because at round 10 you can use your 74 and the knife, like I said before, and you can get a lot more points. You should get about 20,000 points. So I will show you here in a couple seconds exactly what you can do by round 10 if you leave like one zombie left and then go pick up all your perks. So again, you can leave now. I mean, a lot of zombies is about having a plan, having a strategy, but letting that strategy change as you go. Now, this is at round 10. I just killed the last zombie. Now I have the scavenger, upgraded M1911, claymores, 4 perks, and I didn't buy Semtexes, but that's just because I don't like Semtex. I like being able to hold on to a frag when I have flopper and being like a walking mine, which is kind of cool. Now, I recommend that when you get the death machines, that you use them on George as much as possible to try to get him down. Because see, I've only used 2 death machines here, and George is already flashing yellow. I'm just showing you that by round 11 you can have all your perks, everything set up, all your areas open, and kill George like this. Ta-da! George is dead by round 11. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this thus far. Let's see what I get. All right, I get. Now also, that's why I didn't buy quick revive at the beginning, because if you have to use a quick revive by round 10, you should probably just restart because you need those for later on. So I try to get my first quick revive from George, but I've played enough zombies where I feel comfortable doing that. Anyways, also I have the Wonder Waffle here because I have completed the Easter egg. So this is a good example. Make sure you guys thumbs up, rate, subscribe, comment. If this video gets 10 thumbs up, 10 likes, I will post a all guns upgraded on this map. So the scavenger, the VR11, everything upgraded, just like I did on Keynote, but for Call of the Dead. So it'll have different strategies, different methods of doing it. Again, different point hoarding strategies. So make sure you guys give this 10 likes, and if you guys like it, make sure you show other people as well. So and comment, let us know what you thought about it. So that's it, guys. Peace out. I love you. Oh right, one last thing. Bob has made sure to let me know that I should tell you guys to make sure and troll the videos, because we do love comments that hating comments. It just makes our day a little bit better. So all right, peace out, guys.